Whoa, what the? Wow, my seat just betrayed me for a second there. But anyway, welcome back, everybody, to the Slice of Shonen Podcast. I am your host on the boat, Sailor, and I almost just fell out of my seat just now, but don't worry about that. We are back. We don't have a full podcast, but we have a very fun podcast nonetheless. Hopefully you guys enjoy all the same, all that good stuff. Of course, it is not just me. I have my wonderful Ensemble of Excellence here with me. Let me run down the roster here. First up, we have the Cookin' Taco. Taco, say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
We have the Adam, a.k.a. Jigga. Jigga, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
His YouTube channel will be linked down below in the description. Make sure you guys go check that out. We have the me. Hey, how's it going? And of course, the Zenith Annie manga. Zenith, say hi to the people.
Hello, people. How y'all doing?
True. The link to his channel and his Patreon will be down below. Make sure you guys go check those out as well. We really appreciate that. Housekeeping rules. Housekeeping rules. I am about halfway through editing the audio for the JJK video. I am having a lot of fun. And by a lot of fun, I mean, damn, I love it when I finish editing for the day. It's a process, but it is a very worthwhile process. I am moving a lot faster than I thought I would. Maybe it's just because I'm used to fucking working on long stuff now after that AOT video. But things that were going very well. Things are good.
There's so for example, there's a scientific phenomena where and I've heard about this a few times, where when someone goes through specifically something super painful, like childbirth, for example, they'll forget about the pain so that they can do it again. Editing audio is very similar in that regard.
So fucking true, dude. That is the realest shit anyone has ever said ever. I think that's for trucity and also for true. But yeah, I've been moving a lot faster than I thought I would be, which is very nice. So I can't wait to just have that video out for you guys. Very cool, very cool, very cool. Other housekeeping news, I don't really know. I've just kind of been working on that video. I listened to Playboi Carti's album, and by listen to the album, I listened to the 3 songs that Kendrick was on. They were good. They were cool. Also the one that The Weeknd was on. Damn, that shit was awesome too. But that's about it. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about? Any housekeeping notes that you guys want to go through?
How does it feel to be back, Taco? What was it
you're back.
Getting milk out there in this, in this environment?
This economy.
It feels good. I kind of just fell out of reading manga for a while. Plus, I was busy. I had stuff. Yeah, I had stuff that was going on, but it wasn't really that. It was more so just I just stopped reading manga. The only manga I was consistently keeping up with every week was One Piece and Blue Box.
Fair. I gotta catch up on Blue Box.
Bro, Blue Box is so fucking good. It's probably getting close to ending, too.
I would not be surprised if it's gonna end soon.
I don't think we have that much more. But I wasn't that far behind. I was only 6 or 7 chapters behind, I think, on Chainsaw Man and Kagurabachi. So now I am all caught up.
Hell yeah. Now we're all back, man. We're all good. We're ready to go.
Any opinions on the last, because I guess we're about to get into Chainsaw Man. Do you want to give your take on things before we go into the latest chapter?
I feel like his take overall and that translates into the chapter this week too, unless I'm wrong.
No, it
does.
That's
what I'm saying.
So it is Chainsaw Man right now is all right.
Yeah, see, exactly. It's the same.
Because I don't think it's bad. There isn't anything I can point to, and I'm like, well, this is bad. I'm not a huge fan of what's going on with Denji currently, but everything else, Asa and Yoru and Fami and this new girl who's most likely just the Death Devil, and everything else that's going on. It's like it's going. I guess I'm just like not super invested right now. Like I'm not like I don't feel super connected to any like of the characters right now or anything that's happening. Like I'm gonna be honest, if like Denji died next chapter, and Denji is like used to be one of my favorite characters of all time, but if Denji died next chapter, like straight up died, I don't think I would be that upset or like that moved because I'm just like all right, the story is going. I'm curious to see what it's building up to. I'm curious to see like why or what Fujimoto, like what it's all going towards. I think there were, as I was going through the chapters, there were multiple times where I would read a page and then I would stop and be like, fuck, I didn't absorb any of the information that just like I read. So I had to go back and reread it. I had to reread pages multiple times because I was like, all right. Because I kept like thinking about other shit.
Boring chapter.
And then towards the end, I kind of changed my mindset where I was like, okay, let me stop looking at these characters like people and look at them more as like what they represent, like the ideas that they represent. And when I started doing that, I started enjoying it way more. And I started getting into it a lot more. And it helped me. By the end, I was like, okay, let's, I'm with you, Fujimoto. Like, let's see what you're going to do. Like, so that's my, I guess, overall summary of catching back up with Chainsaw Man.
Interesting.
Is that the Grim Reaper?
Well, I guess we can transition into talking about Chainsaw Man this week's chapter. But first off, shout out to Joseph Johnson for the $5 donation saying, can't see the stream today, so I'll just say that I saw someone say the Sword Master, Harriet Truman's strongest soldier, and that absolutely sent me. Amen. He just might be. Thank you for the donation. We appreciate it. But anyway, let's dive into Chainsaw Man chapter 196. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
Now,
people, immediately shipped. I'm guessing her name is just Death. Does she have a name?
No,
she
it's
does
just
not
the
have a
Death
name,
Devil.
but I mean, it's pretty. It's like all but confirmed she's the Death Devil.
Yeah, we'll just call her Death Devil for right now. So we got her, and then the one dude who's there. I know some people seen it here. They're just like, man, I can't believe they shipped him so fast just for him to like just die instantly afterwards later.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, welcome to Chainsaw Man.
Right.
Genuinely,
Chainsaw
all the
Man.
fan art is fucking killing me.
Yeah. I mean, what's the one devil with like the cute little hat? She got introduced and then Denji just sliced her down immediately. It's like, oh, true.
Should not have been in the same chapter as Pochita. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly. No, I'll say, yeah, you're done, buddy. Sorry. Yeah, let me tell you something. I don't think we have a name when an ugly motherfucker calls you twin. True. Hey man, I can relate to the Band-Aid kid a lot, cause when he was saying like, hey, you just like take out the trash, and she's like, no, you should take out the trash, and she just gives this whole explanation. He's just like, he's about to say something. He's like, all right, man. He just like walks away. I'm like, yeah, that's probably how I'd respond to. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna just walk away. Yeah, it ain't worth it. I'm out of here, man. So I thought that was a very funny part of this chapter. This chapter was very interesting, getting to see, like we said, we're pretty much assuming is the Death Devil acclimate to school life. Spoiler alert, she's fucking awful at it. But the hijinks that ensue from it, it was very nice.
It ain't Chainsaw Man without a resident girl failure. Like, it's just how it is.
Yeah. Asa isn't filling the quota anymore. We need someone stat pronto.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, the girl failure stocks are going down. Add in a new one.
We need to boost the supply and demand for girl failures. We need to.
Sir, that's the main villain. What are you doing?
Trust me, I have a vision, you know?
Trust the process.
Oh, no, bro, don't tell me that. I'm a Sixers fan. Last time I trusted the process, we were ass. No, bro.
When has that ever failed you with Chainsaw Man before, though?
Yeah, I thought it was very cute to see her just being the biggest fucking loser ever. Just her stressing over everything and just being a weird little freak. I thought that was quite funny. But she does seem serious about helping these people, just obviously not in a very good way. Not in a very good way. She's just like, hey, let me put you guys out of your misery real quick. That'll help you real quick. You know what I'm saying? But then I guess skipping ahead here, because this is the biggest part of the chapter, FAKESAW Man shows up. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Ed boy. I kind of forgot this motherfucker was a thing.
I feel like that's what makes it effective, though, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's so... Dude, the organ cape goes hard. Like...
The drip is pretty immaculate, I can't lie.
Because it's so clearly a misrepresentation of Chainsaw Man. Because Pochita, you know, his full form and all that... There's a lot of, like, the design is very emblematic of what it is, you know, like, the scarf made of the umbilical cord, basically, the fucking, the
chainsaw arms.
Chainsaw arms, just the violence of that. It's sleek, and it's grotesque to a toned down degree. Like everything's there with a purpose, whereas like this is like an amalgamation of what someone might see Chainsaw Man as, you know, like the cape being like a very superhero thing. It's very grotesque and gory. It's what someone might think of him upon seeing him, not what he actually is. And I think that's very intentional.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, this motherfucker.
What it is, however,
gross.
Not sure.
Yeah. He just looks like a mismatch of like so many different like
parts.
Yeah, like you said, he doesn't look natural at all. Even the
chainsaws have like veins and shit running.
Exactly. Yep. I was just about to say that. Yeah. It's like the chainsaw on top of his head is like a skull, but it's not like a human skull. It's like it's like an animal skull with like a chainsaw busting out of it. It looks gross. Like it's just fucking weird. Like I can see like part of the Justice Devil in it. I see like maybe even like the little bits and pieces we got of the Darkness Devil, although like I don't think they're connected at all. I'm just saying like design wise it's such a
the neck
thing.
Like the neck is very Darkness Devil.
Exactly.
I was thinking about that too.
Yep. Just all types of weird grotesque shit. Even when he like touches down and you see him from behind, he just looks like a pile of meat. Like, he just looks gross. Yeah, he's laying it on thick in every regard, and this motherfucker thinks he's cooking. He comes in with the "to protect the world from devastation" ass intro. You know, he's very on the nose, I guess is the best way to put it. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens here, because I can see a world where it's like, okay, he puts up like a little decent fight, but I also see a world where he just gets negatived. So like, I don't know what's happening.
This is Chainsaw Man. Like, let's be fucking for real.
Yeah, and I don't know how I'd feel about that. Like, if if we do live in a timeline where FAKESAW Man gets neg-diffed, I don't know how I'd feel about that, because so much of part 2 was about FAKESAW Man and just like the turmoil that he was causing for Denji and how mysterious he was, you know, with him slicing through the falling devil and like talking to Denji at the same time while the falling devil's like hanging off the hood of this dude's chainsaw. Like a whole bunch of shit was going on. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it would be hilarious if this dude just walks in and just absolutely gets clapped. I think that'd be very funny. But I don't know, it'd be so weird if that were to happen. That's why I feel like he like almost has to do something in a way.
I feel like no, sorry. I feel like a big thing with Chainsaw Man, because if this guy is like an exaggeration of Chainsaw Man's reputation, a big thing about Chainsaw Man is his basically always getting up to continue fighting. So I'm going to guess that FAKESAW Man also has Denji's immortality, and he will be a direct counter to whatever the Death Devil's powers are. Making it sort of like maybe this like unstoppable force versus an immovable object type of situation, where they're both these concepts of saviorship that cannot be put down or can't put each other down. And maybe somewhere in the middle is where Denji will be.
That would be interesting. I feel like this would be like Denji has to get involved in some way, like you were saying, because especially with how big of a thing the Chainsaw Man Church was, and just, you know, obviously the main mission now, killing and defeating death. I feel like he has to get involved here in some way, shape, or form, even if it is just like a gag of like him calling out FAKESAW Man, or like seeing the Death Devil and like, oh, you're fucking weird, but okay, I guess. Like, even if it's just stuff like that, I feel like he has to get involved in some way. He has to.
Yeah.
Hey, there's like we said, there's a possibility he just doesn't.
Yeah, right.
There's a possibility he walks in and it's just like, oh, it's over. Cool.
I wonder. I don't know. I think I am correct about the dynamic we're going to see. I don't know what that's going to do for the story, you know? Because right now this feels pretty separate from, even though it is like plot-wise intrinsically tied to what's going on with Denji and Asa, it's just happening elsewhere. Like, I don't know how they're going to get caught up in this, because I don't think they're aware that, like, the Death Devil is here.
Maybe
just showed up.
Yeah. Unless Yoru is just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But, like, even then, like,
we might see, like, a chapter later where it's like, it's Yoru just like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
like,
or even if it's just Yoru just sitting in a chair, she just looks up like she's here or something like that. Like, I feel like she has to have some connection. Oh, hi, Sky.
Oh my god. Sky.
Hello. Welcome. Okay,
Hello,
someone in the chat did bring this up, and I actually did want to bring this up as well. This probably isn't the FAKESAW Man we've seen in the past. What little we have seen of FAKESAW Man has a human appearance. Okay. Kind of. Because there is the time when there is, like, a dude with Chainsaw Man powers who saves Denji from the Falling Devil, right? And he had a very human-looking appearance. That is true. There's also the FAKESAW Man when he's first introduced as a concept, when he kills
Yuko.
What's her name? Yuko. When he kills Yuko, that is a total silhouette. So we don't know what was going on there, actually. There is still a lot we don't know about the FAKESAW Man, and this gets further complicated when we get into what is it? The Justice Devil was just given a no. What was it? I forget. Was it the Justice Devil or the Fire Devil that was doing that, like making people into Chainsaw Man?
That was the Fire Devil.
That was the Fire Devil? I thought so. Yeah, so it's like, that complicates things a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Where it's like, maybe okay, here's the thing. Denji also has 2 Chainsaw Man forms. That could have been the same person. Like,
that's what I was thinking as well, like immediately.
Or maybe different people. Like, we don't know. There's still a lot we don't know about the situation, and the existence of what the Fire Devil did really complicates things. We don't even know if the Fire Devil is involved in this case. Like, this could just be a whole different thing. So...
Yeah. About the CSM chapter, I think you're all crazy for not having the reasonable reaction of, yeah, he's dead next chapter. I mean, I think you could definitely be right. Like,
here's the thing. You could be right, but let me cook.
Listen, you could absolutely be right. We did talk about why this could just be the case, but also because of how much the Chainsaw Man Church and how specifically FAKESAW Man has impacted Denji, it would just be weird if, like, even a little bit weird if he touches down for the first time and in the first, like, actual fight he's in, he just gets neg-diffed by the final boss and then we just forget about him.
Yeah.
Like, it would be so strange.
To quote Yoru, like, a few chapters ago, I said I'll cook, don't interfere. All right?
I don't know if I'm going to be quoting Yoru. That's never...
So true.
I think
just to reiterate for Sky, I was saying that I think like the FAKESAW Man's probably immortal, like Denji, so it's probably going to be like 2 opposing concepts of saviorship that are just not able to put each other down, basically. But who knows? Yeah, he could be negative next chapter. Like it could just happen. Yeah.
Like, this is kind of a different topic, but it's about the Death Devil.
All right.
I really like the way Fujimoto chose to introduce her because it's very comedic and it's played for laughs. Where she's like, "Oh, I want to save you guys," and then can you take out the trash? And they're like, "No, I have special powers. I'm special. You should take out the trash because you're not special." And then the guy just fucking takes out the trash anyway. But I think it's interesting because later she, has the whole thing where she's very, nihilistic. She believes through death she can release them from their suffering. And I like it because before that, the students tell her, like, if you want to help us, go outside and crush ants. And she goes out and she does it. And again, it's played very comedic because it just immediately cuts to her smushing the ants. She's just sitting on the ground like a fucking loser, smushing these ants. But I like to think that in her mind, she actually thought she was helping.
Yeah.
She's killing
them. She's saving the ants.
In some minuscule way, her killing those ants was actually helping with the festival. Whereas her sitting out there smushing those ants is literally the most useless thing she could ever be doing.
Yeah.
Her taking out the garbage is infinitely more useful than her killing those ants. But in her mind, she probably believed she was helping.
I love the dude's look when he sees her crushing the ants.
I think it's a very effective way to introduce the Death Devil. I think it's a really good introduction.
Yeah.
The Horsemen are interesting because they just fundamentally don't get it. Like, just society and being human. Like, their existence is so vastly different. Like, even the other devils can, like, go around and kill people. They don't care about the workings of humanity or anything. They're just going around killing people. But it's like, they are human enough where it's very uncanny. The Horsemen are human enough where it's uncanny to see them try and interact with people. It's almost creepy at times.
That's why Makima's my goat. Yes, sir.
Okay, but I can't quote Yoru. Like,
what's the problem?
You get to call Makima a goat? Like, really? Nah, I'm kidding. I love Makima.
I just speak in truths. The only one with a fucking job, baby. That's right.
I forgot who said it. It was just like, yes, he's the only one who has canonically a job.
Yes, sir. That's the sugar mama right there. Puts money on the table, man. Granted, not the best job in the world, but you know, money
pays
on the
bills.
table. Exactly. In this economy, we can afford eggs, baby. Let's go.
Holy.
Let's go. Hey, man. She just tries her best, and sometimes her best is very fucking awful. But you know, she tries. I guess we'll give her that. Yeah, it's very interesting to see how the horsemen just interact with people throughout the story, because they're so like I I mentioned Makima because she was very creepy in some ways, and like she was the most well-adjusted one out of all of them. Fami, I would consider to be the next one, because she's just like, you guys are like weird, but also she's a fucking weirdo. And then you have Yoru, who is just like, I'm not dumb, you're dumb, I'm the smartest ever. And then she just like face plants, and she's like, that was a part of my elaborate plan. And it's like, look at this fucking idiot, man. And you have the Death Devil. It's like, what are we doing here, man? What are we cooking? It's so, I don't know, like just the dynamics that they have when they're introduced into the story, they're very interesting. I have liked all of them every single time. You know, this chapter has made me forgive that Death Devil doesn't look like Rhea Ripley. You know, it's okay, because it's still very interesting. So I'll give it up where I was wrong, you know? True.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man fucking blows, but you know,
Yeah, man.
it's alright sometimes.
This shit is ass, but we like it. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, bro. Sailor loves ass, dude. Like,
True, man. That's just for trucity. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's for true, man. I read horrible series like fucking One Piece and fucking Dandadan and Black Clover and fucking Bleach and Naruto.
I was gonna say you better not say Blue Box even as a joke, bro.
No, I can't do that.
You don't know
I
how
can't do that.
bad I
Nah.
wanted to do that, but I know that would
I
make you
can't.
actually
Nah.
upset.
I can't commit to the bit that crazy. That's insane.
Hey, leave her alone.
Teleports in front of you. She's had enough.
What about you, Sky? How do you feel about this Chainsaw Man chapter?
I think Go Crush Ants should join the pantheon of alternative ways to say fuck off.
I'm probably gonna start saying that now.
Yeah,
Honestly,
kick rocks,
yeah, I'm
fly a
taking
kite, crush ants.
Like, one of my coworkers probably pisses me off. I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, it's I crush ants. Go away."
Yeah. Touch grass, crushing.
Go ahead, touch grass, crush ants.
We
All
are
right.
actively reducing the ant population with this one, fellas.
Well, maybe they should
We-
stay out of my fucking kitchen.
Dude,
We
your
eradicate-
insult dropped. The ants are in trouble.
We eradicating the colony with this one, baby.
Hell no, bro. Ants fear him. This one simple trick.
Women want me. Ants fear you.
Throw that on a hat, baby. That's the W merch design, man. W
The
merch.
first Slice of Shonen merch drop. Folks, you've been asking for it.
Yes,
Maybe not
sir.
you in particular, but trust me, people have been asking.
The people have been clamoring.
Women want me, ants fear me.
Type
It'll be
shit.
$40 per snapback.
$100 per letter on the hat.
Bring that extra $10 charge.
With a $600 premium
Mhm.
and a 2 cents pre-order. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
It's almost reasonable.
Yeah. I think it's fine. But is there anything else you guys want to say about this chapter before we dive into our next one?
Do we know? We can't tell what color the Death Devil's hair is yet, right?
No.
No.
Rainbow.
God, I hope it. God, I hope it's not something fucking stupid.
That shit's
I hope
gonna
it's not
be
like
tangerine.
it's gonna be green.
Oh,
It's gonna be
no.
green.
I just
gonna be,
assumed
like,
it's
wine
white,
green.
but oh god, if it's Green.
You never
Put your answer
know.
down now.
I
You
know.
never know.
I
Yeah.
know.
It's one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things where like assuming it's white is dangerous because like what are the odds it's actually going to be white?
I
But
do it to myself every time, man.
I get it because I do think white hair would fit the Death Devil. Like I think it just makes sense.
This shit is gonna look like a fucking Calypso lemonade. It's gonna be something, and it's gonna be weird.
It's gonna look like orange Fanta was poured on her head. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Hell no, man. We're gonna get the actual coloring, and her hair is just gonna be black. It's like, what are you talking about?
what?
What are you saying?
It is a dark blue. All right, man.
It's
No,
coral
her
blue
hair is-
number 2.
Her
Dark
hair is
blue.
brown, isn't it obvious?
Oh my god!
I just included 0 fucking coloring whatsoever.
Oh my god! Blood thinks she's Hina, or she's fucking not Hina Matsuri. Fucking why did that pop in my
Hori.
head? Hori me. Yeah.
It's the one we were all thinking of.
Yeah. I was also thinking of Chinatsu, but you know.
Chinatsu too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another.
Hey, no,
If I had a nickel.
Yeah. Hey man, shit just happens. But hopefully it's white. Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
I
But
wonder
anyway,
what the Death Devil's powers are gonna be because none of them have been straightforward. You know,
I think she's gonna
like
have
they've all
a
been
Megazord.
fucking weird. That's so true. All right, moving
Yeah, because technically it's like she's the Death Devil, so she kills people. But it's like I don't know, most devils do that. It's not that crazy, you know.
right.
I think her ultimate ability is she summons Godzilla.
No, that would be sick.
Okay, you
Well,
know
they
what?
would-
No,
They
hold
would
on.
just lose.
Crack theory. Crack theory. All right. I think that her ability is going to be necromancy. Now, hear me out.
That
hear
would
me
go
out.
pretty hard.
It's not going to be because normally, yes, bringing people back is a pretty crazy power, but I don't think this is just going to apply to people because the only way that a devil can die is if they're erased from existence by Chainsaw Man, essentially killing them. So I think it'd be cool if she could control those devils under her. That's my crack theory for the day.
That
All right.
would be something because we were told about like the whole idea of like, yeah, you have to die in hell in order to reincarnate into this world when you're a devil. So that'd be crazy. You're just walking around in hell. All of a sudden you die, you spawn back in. The Death Devil's like, sup, give me your power. What? Whoa. How did
No.
I get here?
I want to say really quickly, die in hell is another good way to say fuck off.
How about you die in hell?
You go die in hell.
I was watching, there's a fucking, I forget what wrestler it was, but a wrestler was like, I would sooner die in hell than lose to you. I was like, oh my God. Oh my Lord, man.
Wants to win.
He wants
I
to
would
win.
go to super hell.
I would go to the ninth circle. It's like, whoa. Jesus.
No,
Okay.
that's a cool theory, Zeta. But I have my
Godzilla.
own. No, I have a different. That's Taylor's. My crack theory
I think
for
I'm right.
what her power
Jet
is.
Jaguar.
Have you watched Star Trek?
I've watched some Next Generation.
Okay, so you know how Spock has the little like nerve touch he does, where he goes up and he like touches
Yeah,
people when they
yeah.
pass out. She just does that, but it kills them. I think that's her power. She just walks up and fucking.
Damn.
Okay, that's funny.
So
That's
She just
funny.
does.
So it's Death from Family Guy, where they touch them, they fucking die.
Okay, you know what? I actually have another theory. Like this
Uh-huh.
this one I'm actually like I think would also be pretty cool. So you know how like if a devil goes against a contract they make, they die? What if
Mhm.
she's doing that?
Oh,
Like
she's
what
just
if
that would
she is
be a
the force of
flex.
contracts? I think that could be cool.
I
Alright,
thought you
that's
were
what
just
those-
like, she just breaks contracts. She's like, what are you going to do? Kill me?
No, like I think it would be cool because it's like I've been thinking about it a little bit, and it's kind of weird how contracts work in Chainsaw Man, where like, for example, when Himeno used her contract to like offer up all of herself to the Ghost Devil,
Devil.
right? it doesn't. The Ghost Devil doesn't eat her. She just disappears.
Yeah, she loses limbs.
So like, there is like another contracts act as a separate force within the Chainsaw Man universe that like function according to set rules. And I think it would be cool if maybe the Death Devil was just like the source of that, or the one enforcing it. Maybe
It would be really funny if the one enforcing that was like God, like normal God.
like just actual God.
Because that
That'd
would be a
fucked
case
up.
of like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Is this your
Help
job?
me.
Like, that's the
Help
only thing
me.
you're up to? Like,
Help me, bro.
Wait, so Professor Zenith, I have a question.
all right.
So, like, what is currently the plan to deal with the Death Devil?
I don't think
So
we know,
okay.
Blow her head smooth off.
Move on.
I imagine that they have a very complex strategy. They are going to group up and hit her till she dies.
All right, so we don't know. Okay, I was just double checking because I couldn't remember, and I was like, well, what the fuck are they even gonna do?
Well,
the
that's why
plan is
you can
for-
remember.
The plan is for Denji to fight her.
Turn into a weapon. They want Yoru to turn Denji into a weapon to kill her. But it's like, what the fuck does that mean, Kobe?
Oh, like
what-
public security's plan?
Yeah, like that's that's their
Oh,
plan. Is
yeah.
that they want to use Denji as a weapon to kill her. But like, what the fuck does that mean? You're gonna kill the Death Devil? Like, how does that work?
Well, they want
With a
They
specifically,
want to erase the concept of
specifically
death.
public security wants Denji to eat her.
Okay, so we can all agree that's not happening.
Fuck.
I
no.
think
Yeah.
okay, this is like a genuine theory. I do think he will have the opportunity and he will refuse.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
can all agree he's absolutely not eating death.
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
be mad funny though.
Mad
I
funny.
agree. You know, problem is they both got a point.
Yeah, you didn't think about that, did you?
Type shit.
Thematic message about accepting all the bad things that happen in life, including the end of it, or the yucks. I don't know what I would choose, to be honest. I don't know.
Fucking Kenjaku versus Sukuna.
Nah.
What if-
Waiter, more Death Devil, please.
What if this is all an elaborate? What if the point of Chainsaw Man's ending is to be the opposite message of Fire Punch?
That life
To
does
die.
not have a reason.
Like, because the entire point of Fire Punch is that Agni goes through, everything awful
He's
that could possibly happen
Walking
to a
hell
person.
itself.
And then he's literally immortal, floating through,
Space
nothingness
for so long.
for eternity. And then eventually he meets, another person, and it was all worth it again. So it's like, no matter how much suffering you go through, no matter how hard life is, it's worth it to keep living. Because there are good moments still. What if Denji eats the Death Devil and all of humanity becomes immortal, and by the end they're just like, wow, this sucks, we can't die. And it just like goes on for millions, and like we jump cut millions of years.
Part 3.
Yeah, and the Earth is just fucking completely like unlivable.
Hell, yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised by that.
And then all of that was a prequel to Fire Punch. There you go.
No, I'm gonna be honest. That Loki would be really fire. That would be like super interesting. I would like, because it's like, is that a good ending? No, but like, I think it would be a really interesting ending.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is it good? No. The sentence is over. There's no but.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Go home. There's nothing else.
Go home. Yeah. I guess last thing for the Death Devil. What if she just has a fucking what if her shit just works like a Gios? What if she is just like kill yourself? You're like, true. Like, what if that's
I
what it
never
is?
considered that perspective.
Yeah.
Ara,
No,
kill yourself.
Because I'm wondering, because it's like, do we think Denji would eat the Death Devil if it was like the option? Like,
I
okay, if
do
you
not
eat her,
think so.
I don't think
no one will die.
I don't.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I doubt
Okay, so maybe because we there's been the whole thing with Naita where we don't exactly know what's happened to her? I mean, like, people have been saying, like, is that actually Naita that was on the plate? Is she alive? Is she dead? So, like, maybe there's another development with that. That could be, like, the only way, like, and maybe that leads into something where Denji has to choose to keep Naita alive or something. But, like, that's the only way I could even see him thinking about it. I don't think Denji, like, if Denji doesn't have any pressure, I don't think he does it, honestly. Even with him wanting to fucking pipe down Yoru and shit like that, I think he's just like, I don't want to do that.
I'm not so sure. I think he would. Because he hates losing people he cares about. Consistently,
but he has no one he cares about.
He doesn't have anyone he cares about.
But the option, that's not the option. The option is if you kill them, everyone you love comes back. It's no one will ever die ever again. I think Denji, as he is right now, would take that. I think he would do it.
Okay, as he is right now, solid maybe.
I don't know, honestly.
Denji is not this, like, super introspective, mature person.
No, like, I think but Denji has had, like... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
The idea that, okay, Denji, if you eat her, no one else will ever die. I think Denji would do it, as he is right now. The idea is that by that point, Denji will go through some type of growth and come to the realization that death isn't bad. It is a natural thing that everyone goes through, and life needs death. That's the idea. But what I'm saying is, as Denji is right now, would he actually make the decision not to eat death? I don't think he would. I think he would eat her.
I don't know about that, though, because what about his whole revelation in Aging Devil's World? Where he was wondering, like, how did I continue living for this long with all of this horrible stuff that's happening to me? And he comes to the understanding that, like, life is full of shit, but it's also full of really good stuff, too. And he vows to become this perpetual motion machine. Like, even if you take out the people who I care about, I'm going to keep living on in spite of you.
But that's like, but that isn't necessarily an acceptance of death. That's an acceptance
honestly,
of life.
What do you mean?
He might straight up ask, like, just
he doesn't say anything about that where it's like, yeah, it's a good thing that, like, death exists, or that I can die, or that people can die. He just says, as long as I keep living, I'm sure to find other people. And it's like, honestly, the more I think about it, I agree with Taco, where it's like, yeah, part of continuing to live is not dying. So at this moment, he would want to not die. The only way to guarantee that he would be able, the only way to 100% guarantee that he will be able to do that, to keep living and find more people with whom he can share his life, is to kill death.
But even then, with that in mind, Denji has been, like, pseudo-suicidal, where he's walking towards this future with Yoru, where he's like, I know she's just gonna do the worst to me and turn me into a weapon, but I don't care. So, like, what do you mean he doesn't, like, he won't want to die?
Because the option to not die hasn't been given to him yet. Because he's living in this reality where the people he cares about die and he can die. But, like, if he's presented this opportunity, if you eat her, no one else will die. I think he would do it.
Also, I think he still is, like, because his right now, I mean, technically we aren't sure what he wants to do, but right now, the idea, the choice that's presented to him is, oh, well, if you kill the Death Devil, then I won't turn you into a weapon, because Yoru will have no need to. And it's like, that would be living.
He just wants to fuck her, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to die.
Yeah, but he also doesn't want to die.
I mean, fair enough, but, like, I just looked at that as like, oh, well, I just want to have sex with her. That's all I care about.
Yeah, well, he has to be alive to do that. If he is turned into a weapon, he cannot fuck her.
True. I just... All right.
Right? Like, that's... I think that's all
okay.
equivalent.
I mean, yes, I just think, like... I don't know. Maybe it's my fault for looking for deeper things in Chainsaw Man at this point. But, like... I don't know. I don't feel like it'd be that straightforward for Denji. I don't know.
I think...
Well, like, I feel like he's, like, regressed so many times that, like, if it's... I think if Denji was presented the easy way out, he would take it, as he is right now.
Hmm.
The easy way out being killing.
No
death.
one dies. Yeah, killing.
Yeah.
If he eats death and then no one has to die ever again, I think he would. I think he would do it. As he is right now, it's possible.
Yeah, I don't
go through
think he'll
something
do
before
that by the end of the series, but I can see it where he might do that now. Honestly, I think that's fair.
They're certainly going to contemplate it quite a bit. I don't think it's an easy decision for him either way.
The only thing that's really stopping me from doing it is, or like, I guess agreeing with that, because there are valid points you guys are bringing up, especially with him like wanting to take the easy way out, because I can definitely see that in the sense where Denji could, like, I guess, try to get better, but he doesn't. Him just accepting that life is going to fuck him over is essentially taking the easy way out. So I can see it in that regard, but the thing that's holding it back for me is like just like maybe 1 or 2 chapters ago where Asa and Denji are having their conversation. Denji's like, no, I think you really can just be friends with devils. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why, like, maybe it was just a reference, like, chapter 5 Denji, but, like, I don't know why bring that up, and now you have the Death Devil who everyone is saying that you should kill. I don't know. I don't think that Denji would do it, because I think he just would become a friend of hers.
It would have to be... I think I can see what you're talking about. I think in that case, then, it would depend on the context in which they meet. Because
course.
if Denji is able to meet the Death Devil, like, I think that if while they're, Denji and Asa are talking on the roof, if a giant fucking Grim Reaper looking ass thing,
Is that
like
the
started,
Grim Reaper?
yes, with the guns and everything. If it just showed up and it's like, oh, that's the Death Devil, it's gonna kill us, he would probably just kill it because, like, knee-jerk reaction. And what we're talking about, we're like, oh, death. He doesn't necessarily, at this point, he wouldn't really have a problem with it. But if he's able to just meet the Death Devil and interact with her pseudo-normally and develop, like, some form of a relationship, even if it's not, like, super immediate. Did we just become best friends? Then
he would want to fuck her. If he meets her, he's going to want to have sex with her. That's going to be like the first thing that goes through his head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, very true.
But in that context, if he's able to like meet her as human as she is right now, then yeah, I do think that would introduce the like hesitancy. But in that case, then the situation where he's like, oh, do I kill her? Do I not? That isn't his hesitation isn't the result at that point of a ideological aversion to erasing death. It would be a personal aversion to killing this person he knows.
Yeah, that's where I think it's gonna go, essentially.
Okay,
yeah.
then I agree with you too. If they meet, because there's no guarantees. If they meet, then yeah, I think that's how it will go. But I think that right now, if it was just button on a table in front of Denji, eat death, or not, he would make the choice. But obviously, there's going to be a lot more story stuff that happens.
True.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense then. Okay. True. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, man. Because who knows? He could be involved like next chapter, and he could just be like, "All right, time to die," and it's like, "Well."
I think that years from now we're going to be talking about Band-Aid Kid, the same way we talk about like Komugi.
No, shut up, bro.
Oh my god.
No way,
I think
bro.
that Death Band is gonna save the world.
No, bro. Hell no, man.
Have you guys talked about that?
A little bit at the start.
Okay. So funny. So funny.
Very funny.
Very.
Just
very
because Chainsaw Man, the ships that a community produces and supports are very indicative of, the fandom and community itself. And it what they like, but also what they want. And it's this idea that, like, this is just a few interactions to just show off the new villain's like goofy ass personality. But Chainsaw Mans are so goddamn hungry. Please give us any slice of life. I'm begging you, Fujimoto. Anything normal. It's like, what's that? Two characters interacted and they didn't immediately want to kill or manipulate each other. Please, please let them kiss.
The Grim Reaper's a cute anime girl. Let's see a ship.
Wait, hold on, hear her out. Let her breathe, please. Yeah, no, understandable, man. First time, like, in a manga of fucking cheaters and liars. This is one of the rare occasions where this is genuine awkwardness between two people. So I can get it. Understandable.
Oh, thank God.
I want to call out a something in the chat. Man, look at the Death Devil. No one is going to be friends with that imbecile. Now, I'm going to hold your hands through this, but Denji was friends with power.
Bro is such good friends, he's trying to bring her back.
Dude, I'm telling you, war has changed. Girl fails are in.
Girl fails are definitely in, man. Hallelujah.
The world will never be the same.
True. Yeah, man. This that real shit, man. So yeah, I think that she'll get along just fine. As fine as she can be in this situation, you know. She's a little weird, but you know, give her time. I'd be friends with her. See, there you go. See, you got some people here already. Power is funny though. Hey, man. No, she's not. No, I'm kidding. Who knows?
Power is funny.
Power is funny. Fair. Yeah. Maybe Death Devil is funny. Well, you know.
I mean, I think Death Devil's pretty funny so far.
Yeah, I think she's funny so far. Her just being a fucking nervous wreck. You what, bro? You guys like Kobeni? This is like Kobeni, right? Kobeni's funny, right?
Kobeni, I miss Kobeni.
Bro, what do you mean? She's here now.
That's not my original girl failure.
Listen, bro, she's gonna take off the wig and you'll be able to recognize her, okay?
They could never replace her. They could never replace her goofy knife and car.
Well, I hope they replaced the car. Power fucked her shit up. Valid reason to, you know. She fucked her shit
Keep
up.
the car. It's an essential part of the character and story.
Damn.
It's its own character, really.
It
Correct.
did get high on a popularity poll.
Yeah, higher than her.
Driver.
Yeah.
Keep it that way, man.
Goddamn. But yeah, I am all out of dialogue options for Chainsaw Man. Did you guys want to say anything else about it before we jump into the next one?
Nah, I said all my shit. Said all my theories and stuff. I think it's an interesting chapter, and I'm interested to see where it goes.
It's pretty dang cool. I hope Kobeni has a nice life. Me too, man. Me too.
I hope
Well,
Kobeni never shows up again in this series.
Yeah.
She in the story, so currently Fujimoto is not making her suffer.
Hey, man, we're moving
well
up.
and truly, for her sake, I hope she never shows up again.
And that's genuinely how I feel about Reze, where it's like, God, I want to see her so bad, but if I do, that means she's gonna just have a terrible time.
Yeah, well, good news for you, bro. She's dead. That's not gonna happen.
She can't die.
Nah. Listen, man, it's like the fucking I never want to see you again complimentary. It's like, oh, true, true, man. That's
lovingly.
Yeah, lovingly, endearingly.
Like all of the
Passionately.
fucking weapon hybrid people that Denji killed in part 1, they're alive still.
True, man.
He's
true.
out there, fucking around, just doing whatever.
Hopefully
just
she's
chilling.
Just vibing. Big vibe.
Just vibing.
Girl, that Reze.
I hope she's having a great time.
Hopefully she
Ishibe's enjoying retirement.
That motherfucker, yeah, he's just like, I simply do not see, bro. He's just
I haven't
enjoying.
seen a Kishibe meme in months, actually, which just tells me the fan base has given up on him, which I think is so funny.
This is Zenith's holiday.
This fucking guy.
I'm so glad people understand he's a fraud now. Like,
this is what Zenith has been waiting for. This is what the agenda has been building towards.
it's about goddamn time that people just got it. Because I love him, but he does suck. He is a fraud. Like, that's just true.
When he comes back next chapter, stay on that side, okay?
I will. I will.
Stay on that side.
That's like, God, that shit's so funny.
That shit never gets old to me, man. I will never watch
I'm on
this
that
podcast
side.
streams lovingly. True. We gotta take Death Devil to a poetry club. True, man. Get some jazz snaps going. We'll get it right. Kobenny's devil contract is the Death Devil. Unironically, could be some shit that happens.
That would explain why she is the way she is.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
That would
funny.
explain why she just can't fucking die.
It's the one meme where it's like two dumb bitches telling each other yes. Like that.
It kills me.
Hey man, now I want that to happen. That would just be funny.
That would be.
But
All
yeah,
right,
shouts out to that.
Move on.
Yes, sir. Let's transition into Kagurabachi Chapter 72. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
Hold on a minute. Let me consult the ancient scrolls.
Oh yeah, this is
Right.
1000 BC. Yep, the prophets were right. Not a single bad chapter.
Not a single bad chapter. 72 chapters, baby. Let's go.
Whew,
I say before we get to any of that, let me ask Taco, how did you feel about the chapters that you've read up to by this point?
up to
True.
this
You've
point.
missed out on some pretty cool shit
Yeah.
for a while.
Crazy shit.
Dude, Kagurabachi is so fucking good.
Yes,
so
sir.
fucking good.
Like, it's just consistently so fucking good. There were so many moments where, like, I kind of just, like, put my phone down and I was like, damn. Like, I just, like, had to, like, let
Just
it,
had
like,
to inhale that
sink in.
shit. Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar, damn.
The moment when she looked through the little, like, eyeball
people,
thing,
yep.
and it was the
Dude.
eye lens of him killing everyone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Ooh.
So fucking cool. The panel of Hirohiko coming up the elevator, and it just shows him like holding the manager's like head, and him and
Yes,
Chihiro
sir.
are like standing face to face.
God.
Yes,
Oh my
sir,
god,
bro.
dude.
Oh my god.
It's so fucking good. Them both going up the elevator at the same time as soon as it opens, they're both using the stance. Oh,
Sir, bro. This shit is so peak.
I remember
We had a
reading that
we had a
chapter
poetry session for that chapter.
That shit
Oh,
was
yeah.
so peak.
Bro just gets it. He just gets it.
He just
you know?
understands, man. Holy fuck. God.
Kagurabachi is just unbelievably cool.
So
Yes.
fucking
Like
cool, man.
everything about it is so fucking sick. And even besides that, the story and the characters are just really good.
It's just
too.
actually
Like,
good on top of that, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the full package. It is really, really good.
God, man. I just got volume 2 of Kagurabachi. That's the one with Chihiro and Sojo. I reread that. I was like, God damn, man. God damn, man. This story
Yeah.
fucks, dude. It's so good. Yeah. Everything that
Now-
has been building up to this point has been really good.
All right.
Go ahead, Zenith.
So Wet Napkin, we'll get to his dono in a second because I want to say something about this. I want to say something. I've been very charitable towards Rokuhira. You know, I have been very kind to the man, I think, because I think considering the circumstances, he made a lot of solid choices. You know, he did the best he could in a tough spot. This chapter makes it pretty hard to defend him. I'm not gonna lie, fellas. There's
It's
a
literally-
couple things.
Literally the
couple
speech
things.
that Johnny Hishaku was giving to the rest of the Hishaku right before they killed him.
Oh my
I've been giving
God.
Rokuhira a lot of
Um,
But fellas, let's just say we're walking home
Yeah.
tonight.
let's call a spade, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
A lot of niggas,
get-
you know, Rokuhira, he's been riding around, he's been rolling off of this credit. But niggas ain't really feet on ground like that. I think it's time we get down and dirty.
Fellas, let's just say we're getting bus fare tonight. We ain't spending it.
I can just imagine after they get the job done, they're just like, all right, time to check out when the bus is going to show up. He just puts his hand on his shoulder, is like, come on.
Nah.
And just walks off. It's like, what?
You got a light? Nah. Okay, well, I can give you one, but you got to do me a huge solid. Whatever it is, I already did it. Bullshit.
Dude, Manu, don't go there, Manu. It's not a good time. It's know the situation. Know the audience and the environment you're in, man. Like, first off, making it so, like, destroying one of them just fucking kills the rest. Alright, bro.
Absolute ass. Holy shit.
Dude, I was like, am I reading that correctly?
Like, I had to go back and
way.
Absolute ass. I couldn't believe that.
Make sure that I read that right.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like, I get it. Under, pressure and whatnot, but like, I don't care how close you are to someone. Like if it was like me and Zenith, and fucking Zenith was like my right hand man, I'm like, all right, Zenith, I'm giving you the baby killer 9 million or whatever.
Don't kill too many babies now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, all right, now Zenith, if you die, Sailor, Giga, and Sky are also going to die.
That's what I'm
I
saying,
just don't think I would make that decision.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, he literally, like, he's like, we are at war. We are gonna fucking die if we do not get this shit turned around. And then he's just like, let's make it so that our most depended on and trusted sources of combat power all fucking die if you sneak one of them in their sleep. Why?
Now that being said, there is a possible defense here. I'm not done, by the way, though. There is a possible defense. The eternal contract system as a concept is important because you don't want one of the blades to get stolen by, for example, an enemy combatant and suddenly turning the tides of the war. You don't want this ending up in the hands of someone you don't trust, and Rokuhira only gave these to people that he trusts. And it's very possible that this assigning a core is the only possible way to make the eternal contract system function properly. Totally cool. If that is the case, that makes sense. Now, there is a matter on who he trusted. I think you could say that despite his very keen eyes, he is a very poor judge of character. Because what do you mean that baby Hitler was his most trusted ally? What are you talking about?
Look, man, he helped me out in the past. You just gotta, go with it.
I just can't imagine Saddam Mussolini betraying me.
It's almost impressive to say your most trusted friend and confidant is the most prolific serial killer in history. Like it's like, in a way, it's like,
like these are generational numbers. Like, this is
as in a generation.
It is an entire dude. The body count on this man would put entire massacres to shame. Like, multi-people efforts. He just did that shit.
It's even worse because, like, yeah, someone like Hitler, like, he just sat in his office and told people to kill other people. This guy, like, did it.
Yeah, he was fucking out there.
He went out there and did that shit.
They said, you know what? We're done. Let's have peace. He was like, I don't know. I kind of liked killing. I'm gonna continue to do that.
This is like, and understand the depth, the meaning my words when I say this. This is a Qui-Gon Jinn level fumble. and keep in mind, that guy accidentally created a space tyrant.
Bro, Manu, I want to address something that you said. It's like it's written on page that we couldn't have made that many eternal contracts in that little time. It just says that it would have been cumbersome to do that. Not that it just wasn't possible. We would have had to just do some extra steps. It doesn't give an extra time frame. It doesn't say it would have been impossible. It literally just says, well, it would have been hard to do that. So he just didn't do that. That's the reason why people are calling him out.
If it is later, later we get more info about it, and it is directly stated, the only way for the eternal contracts to work is to do it this way. It's the only way for it to work. Fine. At that point in time, it's justified because it's like, all right. At the time, it was justified. Like they needed these weapons to fight the war, so they did it. Fine. It's still, it didn't work out great, but like that's that's hindsight, right? Like hindsight's 2020. Okay, they shouldn't have did it, but at the time it was worth it. That's not what it says. It just says it was cumbersome to do it any other way. As the information we have right now, it's like
that is actually interesting because he does bring up that he read the Portuguese translation. I am wondering how it is in the original like Japanese translation, like what it's saying.
That's fair.
That's completely fair. And I'm sure I'll see. Oh, did someone talk about the translation already? Okay, so it looks like in the Japanese, then, it is saying that he just couldn't have done that. That's a fault on the English translation. And and now I do believe that I stated very plainly, should that be the case, he is still not absolved.
Yeah.
Like,
it is.
It still wasn't like a great way everything worked out, but if it was the only way he could have done it, then he had to do it that way.
It's like, all right, my good friends, I want to give you all great power in this immense struggle we are all in. Now, there is the caveat that if one of you dies, the rest of you will, because he will be wielding my strongest weapon. So, Jigga, Sailor, Sky, Taco, I want you to meet my buddy Adolf here.
Oh, boy.
No.
Look at my lawyer, dog. I'm going to jail.
I'm so
Look at my sword master, bro. I'm screwed. I think that acknowledging that. So yes, it was the only way he could have done it. It was the only way that he could have made the Child Forsaker 9000. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's take a half step back and ask ourselves, why did he make the Child Forsaker 9000?
That is the question
because,
I always ask.
It is true. They were, before the royal family was, taken out, when they were just declaring war, they were, a legitimate existential threat that had to be met with appropriate force. So, the bird sword, totally get that. That seems like appropriate force to me. The Child Forsaker seemed a bit excessive.
I will say, I'll at least give it to him in the sense where it's just like, hey, we hadn't anticipated a synchronization on the level of this. Like, this is fucking insane. So I will at least give them that. But boy, even with hey, we couldn't have anticipated it, him betraying us, I think that even makes sense to an extent. But when you see the most downright nefarious Negro you've ever seen in them, you see King Von in prison being like, we gotta murder these niggas, bro. These niggas gotta die. It's like, man, it's like the reverse of Boondocks. Like, what did they do to make this nigga that mad? Like, it's like, what did he do to make Rokuhira trust this dude?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to see. Most important, because if this is just how he was, oh nah,
Yeah,
he's a
there's
menace.
No way
I feel like
you
he
could,
has
like,
to be different.
you could see the panel where like he shows up and he says no, they have to be annihilated. If that's what he normally looks like, what the fuck did he do? To be like, you know what?
Yeah.
That's my best friend. That's my best man right
That's
there.
my bestie.
This is
realistically, based on what we know about Rokuhira, that guy was probably a really good person at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were good friends. He probably genuinely wanted to help people, or at least he was very, very good at pretending.
There is that possibility, yeah.
This is the
It's
most
impressive.
Lysandroth looking motherfucker I've ever seen. This is the most ass, evil ass.
Which would be impressive because Rokuhira supposedly was extremely good at like.
I feel
at sight.
I feel like what happened is like the end of the first Smiling Friends episode, where the dude kills the little guy and like finally finds a purpose in life.
That felt good.
Exactly like that.
Nah,
Well,
man.
like it is admittedly like we can give Rokuhira a whole lot of shit for giving the sword to fucking Genghis Hitler, but would Adolf Khan have been better?
I think you gotta throw a Stalin in there somewhere.
You're right, Genghis Stalin.
It's because we're making a lot of jokes about it, but I think it is leading to a really, really interesting conversation because, if we're taking it seriously, then we can make a pretty safe assumption that the Sword Master was probably a good person at some point.
Yeah.
Because he was good friends with Rokuhira, and what we know about Rokuhira, he was a kind person who did want to help people. He created the weapons to save lives, which is the entire point of the ethical dilemma. It's like, all right, you're creating weapons to save lives. But assumedly, he gave the most dangerous and most powerful weapon to that person because he believed him to be,
a sound
most
person.
trustworthy.
Yeah.
the most worthy to
The man
wield
for the job.
that much power. He believed that he was a good enough man, a good enough person, a hero, whatever terms you want to attach to him. He believed that he was the most responsible choice to give that type of power to. And we don't know why it didn't work out. We don't know what led to him becoming Adolf Hitler. But it's interesting because it's like, okay, was he always Adolf Hitler? Or did Rokuhira bring that out of him? Who's really to blame?
Exactly.
And
I-
that's the dilemma. That's why it's good.
Yes.
I'm wondering if he trusted him because maybe he has a very strong sense of justice, and that sort of got twisted into what we see today. Where it's like he wasn't saying no, they must be annihilated because like he was just bloodthirsty. Maybe he truly felt like these are the people that attacked, they should die. Like it's possible
he probably
just
got the worst out of
felt that way.
the invasion.
The reason why I think it's even better is because Chihiro, as he is right now, I think he could become someone like that. On the path he's on right now, he's willing to kill many people to protect the people that he wants to protect. Well, how is that any different from his father's decision to make the weapons? He made these weapons to kill people to protect the people he wanted to protect, and it led to a lot of disaster. And that's the I think clear that the author has put a lot of thought into everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely,
it gives me a lot of faith because obviously Chihiro won't do that. Chihiro will not become Adolf Hitler, version 2.
Whew, thank God.
But it's like we're gonna see him have to make some really tough decisions.
Well, the reason why he won't is because it would be naive to just say, well, Chihiro's a good person, he would never do that. That's some Roku. That's some Roku Hero shit.
Yeah, that's literally what Roku Hero did.
Yeah,
exactly.
The reason why Chihiro won't turn out like that is because he is constantly questioning himself, because he is being forced to confront all these people who were in the same position as him, who are doing what they think is right, and are willing to do whatever it takes in order to, protect the people they love, in order to, avenge the fallen, all of that stuff. And it's only because Chihiro is able to, from an outside perspective, see these incredibly fanatical people that he's capable of recognizing that that reflection and consideration is incredibly important to not making the same mistakes.
Yeah.
I think another thing to note about, like, maybe it's mentioned somewhere in this chapter or previous chapter and I just missed it, but, like, how did they arrest him? Like, if he was...
No idea.
Like, if he was truly just in it for the love of murder, they would not have been able to pull that shit off.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely he gave himself up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did what he felt he had to do. Did his deeds.
Say it.
No, I'm good.
No, go on. Say it. We're all adults here.
I don't know, man. I think the sword bears just beat him. Like all the other ones came together and they beat him. Because the second he got the opportunity to use his shit again, he was like, "Oh, let's fucking go!" And he was like wielding the sword through the Rakuzachi.
That's fair. That's fair. We don't know what the other blades are capable of, so maybe I'm just underestimating them.
To be fair, though, I think that at the Rakuzachi, because he used it when Kyora, he forced Kyora to use more of its power, if I'm remembering it correctly. That is a situation, and I'm assuming that he has some level of omnipotence through the sword, he can tell what's going on.
Oh, some sort of some senses, basically.
Yeah, he can tell that they are at a crime auction. And it's being used by, now the second worst dad in history. Good job, Rokuhira. But it's the second worst dad in history. And he is... I think that would come back to... Or that could potentially relate back to what Zenith was talking about, where maybe he just has that incredibly strong, rigid sense of justice, where he's like, oh, they're at the auction? Oh, well, everyone here should die. And that includes the innocent people who are trapped, because at that point, he just wouldn't care anymore. The same way that he killed all the innocent people on the island.
I could see that.
That is fair, because even the police weren't doing shit. They were just like, yeah, you got it, big bro.
Yeah, it's very... It's what we've kind of been seeing in Samura a bit, but it's just dialed up to 15.
Yeah, that shit's dialed up to 100, nigga. That shit is ridiculous.
Where
I really hope. God,
it's just he doesn't care what the casualties are. If there is an enemy faction that has committed an injustice, he will wipe it out.
I hope that because he's just the Swordmaster, right? We don't have a name.
No, we don't.
Yeah, no. Yeah. They basically treat him like Voldemort. You can't say his name.
God, yeah. I hope that he and Samura... I don't know the situation, but I really hope that they have a fight before Samura definitely dies. Maybe that's even what kills him. Because shit, dude, that would be cool.
Speaking of Samura, a lot of people have been talking about it, where it's with what we've had... with the information about how these contracts work, and how he kind of just brings Chihiro back to life. It's possible, people have been saying what Samura's plan is to basically sever the contracts of all of them, so that way he can kill
The sword master.
the sword master without any of his friends dying.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, he should have explained that to the dude he killed. Or
Yeah.
I probably would have loved to hear about that.
Real shit. Okay.
I super doubt it. I think that I think he means it when he says that like all the sword masters have to die. Or all the wielders have to die.
Yeah.
The weird thing though is it's like I feel like we need more information on what happened, because what's been painted to us in this chapter is like the other sword masters are pretty innocent from this chapter, so I feel like there's information we're missing then.
It is definitely missing chunks of the whole picture.
Because there is because once again this story is being told to us by the one member of the Kaminabi. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
And
But also, like, Samura's confirming it, like, in this chapter. He's like, yeah, this guy knows a whole lot about what happened.
Yeah.
Mhm. But I can understand how, what's it called? But that's the thing, is that, because once again, we have no idea why the, how the Hishaku knows so much. But undoubtedly, Samura knows more.
And also, Uruha, is also, like he understands what Samura is saying. Like, he kind of, got what was saying. So, like, yeah, they still did something.
The collateral damage of fire, Mark II, definitely was not,
that was the thing, like, the Swordmaster did the genocide, but they are still complicit in something awful. And we don't know
Yeah.
I will say this. I'm hesitant to believe that the other, sword users aren't just as guilty, even if they didn't quite kill as many people. Because I think it's dangerous to take the winner's word purely as facts. Purely as facts.
That's fair.
Because the idea is what they tell us is this random island showed up with these people with this special property, and they started attacking us for no reason. We killed them. Yeah, we got a little crazy. We put the guy in jail, but it all worked out. It's like, how much of that is actually true?
It is hard to say, because it's like, right now, from what we understand of this chapter, these guys showed up, they invaded using their superior power.
Yeah, superpowers, yeah.
And then they responded with the enchanted blades. Is that true? Don't know. I do find that a little bit believable, because a big theme of this story is like what people do when you basically give them great power. And that would be like, okay, well, what if there was just an island of people who were born with these extra special superpowers, these extra powerful sorceries? Well, some people in charge might want to make use of that to invade other people. That's not, inconceivable within the themes of this story. But also, we don't know. Because Samura could just be repeating what he's been told when he, talks about that stuff. That's entirely possible.
I think it is true, but I think it's just, very much a summary. We don't have the full detail. It's when we figure it out, it's going to be way more complex than we think.
It's leaving out all the nuance.
Exactly.
I think it's very possible that we, as the audience, will learn all of the context and what really truly happened whenever Chihiro meets someone who is from the island and lived through the war. Because at that point, he's meeting someone who has no reason to lie. They'd probably tell him the truth. Because I feel like the Kaminabi, they have this official position that they need to uphold.
Yeah.
They can't admit fault.
I can very easily, because in this situation, in this very moment, they are technically admitting fault. It's not even, because it's that one.
Yeah, not really.
That was the problem. It's
that guy went crazy, and we stopped him.
And we stopped him.
We're the good guys. It's
the only thing that I do think should be noted, though, is even if Yura isn't saying the entire truth, he is saying the truth as Samura understands it.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that is important.
Yes.
Samura was there. He committed a lot of these acts of war, and he does not deny anything that Yura says. So I just want to make that clear.
It is more I think it is more accurate to call it a version of the truth.
Yes, I think that's fair.
Yes. That would be it.
A bridge series of the events.
What the sailor notes, if one would.
Type shit. Yeah. Okay,
Sorry, no, go on. No, go on. I've talked a lot.
I was just gonna say that I definitely don't think that the Kamunabi are spotless in this, just because of how they reacted to the Rakuzaichi, where they were just like, shit, I mean, why not just let a few people die and suffer and get sold off into slavery if we can stop like this mass thing from happening? So I don't know, maybe they were on King Von's side and then he fucking nuked 200,000 people. They're like, okay,
well, this isn't good for our PR.
And then they just went with that whole, PR campaign of just like, hey, don't worry, guys, we're cool. And that could easily eat away at the guilt that people have, where it's just like, hey, man, like, if you know the truth, where it's just like, oh my God, you're the hero who saved everyone. God, you're so goated. You're so tough. You're just like, it's that shit can weigh on you, man. Like, you cannot go anywhere but be like, I know that ain't who I think it is. Is that Samura? Is that goat?
My goat?
Yeah, is that my glorious king, Samura? And he's just like, that's me.
Part of it is also, another thing to consider is the fact that there are people who do know more, because, like we saw before, somebody defaced Samura's house.
Yeah.
With the accusations, and it's like, well, that wasn't the Hishaku.
Yeah, because they just didn't agree with what was happening.
Yeah, there are always going to be detractors when it comes to war.
Yeah, especially because these, like it was reinforced in this chapter, it's like, yeah, they had like special powers, like they were like more so immune to Datenseki, but like they were still just people. And so us coming in and just like, well, like even if they attacked us first, like we could like still try to do something more than just wiping them off the fucking map. So even like before, I imagine fucking the Sword Saint went through and did his thing, there were probably people who were just like, nah, man, like we don't have to do this. This is stupid. Like, why don't we just try to like reach a common ground with these people?
Each person nearly in the story has like a different way that they've learned about the war, because you have like the school setting as well, and they're obviously only going to say so much. Like, of course they're going to not go over the chapter of like, all right, now here's the dude who nearly killed everybody on the island for fun, basically.
For sport. Yeah, they're not
for a high score.
Yeah,
I gotta say, Sword Vietnam was serious.
Yeah,
get ready to die behind this shit. Yeah, no, man, I am like, this shit just made me more curious as to like what the Sword Saint was like before this whole thing happened, because like we can all joke that like, damn, Rokuhira is a fucking idiot, and I will continue to joke about that because I think it's funny. But
funny,
yeah, it's like, man, I want to see what exactly this type of dude was for Rokuhira to do this, because he did view like the people that he gave the swords to as heroes. So like, man, it's just so hard because we see the literal worst side of this dude. That's just like, man, where's the good at, man?
Yeah, where was his best?
Yeah,
if
like,
he was already like claimed to be the best.
I bet we're going to get like a flashback, and in the flashback there's gonna be like just some guy it's like super cool, super fun, super funny. Oh man, I love that guy. And then at like the end of the chapter is gonna end with the like, all right, you ready to be the sword master? And it's like, oh, that was him.
Yeah, right. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if like a lot of Rokuhiro's
Dragon
mannerisms, like he picked up from that guy. I wouldn't be surprised.
I low-key wish he didn't show the Swordmaster at all. Just kept him completely silhouetted, so he could do that. Like when we get the flashback, he introduces him, and we really like him, and then it's revealed that he's the Swordmaster. That would have been so sick.
Yeah,
I feel like he still can do that because he looks disheveled as shit. Yeah,
it's true, but people will be like, "Oh, this is definitely the Swordmaster." You know,
Make
like,
him have like short hair or something.
Short blonde hair. Just lie about it.
Another thing people have been talking about. This has been a theory for a while now, but this chapter kind of adds to the fire a bit, where the clothing on on page 4 that the Islanders are wearing is very similar to the clothing that Sojo wore, and it has been a theory for a while that he's from that island. And specifically, you know, whatever sorcery allows you to handle the Datenseki, basically the theory goes he wouldn't have been able to have that because he had an eternal contract.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Man, that's a crazy guy. It's crazy for that guy to say Rokuhiro is nothing but awesome to me.
Well, he's not exactly stable, so...
No.
Not exactly.
It's the subject of a lot of theories. People also believe the Swordmaster is like his brother. So, you know, people believe a lot of things about him that may or may not be true. Which I think, whatever theory about him ends up being right, I think it would be cool for him to be brought back as relevant in some type of way. So I'm not against any of them.
Yeah, I do think Sojo is just connected to him. I'm not sure if he's like
from there, but
island.
I do think there is. I think there's enough stuff there where there is a connection.
Well, you gotta also remember, I am using my knowledge because I recently reread the fight. This nigga fucking exploded it when he touched it, the Datenseki. So
well, again, that's because he had a contract with the sword.
Is that because of why it happened?
Well, no. I'm saying if someone possessed a sorcery that allowed them to like handle Datenseki easily, right? If that is the case, then having an eternal contract would get rid of that.
Is that just sorcery,
because you
or
lose
is
your
that
source? Well, we don't know. I'm just telling you what the theory is.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like, I don't necessarily believe it myself. I think it's a bit unlikely, but that is just how the theory goes. Like what some people believe.
That makes sense. True. I feel like you're all ignoring that it was the island monarchy that started the war. The point is that it was the common people that suffered for it, not them.
No,
what do you mean we've been ignoring it? Yeah, like I don't know what you mean by we've been ignoring it.
Yeah, I've brought it up.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Alright, not gonna lie, that's a sick ass name from a dude in the chat named Tails. Sundowner the Sword Saint. That is insane.
God damn.
I'm fucking invincible!
From soft ass character.
I was about to say that's a boss.
Yeah. Yeah. But this chapter was a lot. This chapter was really good. We even mentioned that homeboy beating up what's his name? Damn. Why am I forgetting their names? I know Azumi and Shiba. Yeah. I was about to say, why am I so stuck on Sojo? But yeah, him just beating him up was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Okay.
Well, Sojo wasn't top 1 back then, so it's understandable.
OMG, Shiba content, guys. Shiba content,
let's go.
That's
that
my
just brings
character.
us one bit of
gore
content.
That's gore of my comfort character.
It brings us to a 1 page closer to a Shiba fight without any cutaways.
Yeah.
What a thought.
Have we even mentioned Iori? Not really. I mean, she was cute in this chapter. I like her continuous gag of just like, Dad, did you see that? Sweetie, I'm blind. But yeah, you did good. I like that.
Seriously,
that was funny.
What's with you people? I'm blind.
Yeah. I do
It's
like
very sweet to see like more of their relationship, and obviously it gives greater and greater context to Samura's actions. I especially like the moment where what is it? The dude's like, calm down, this isn't like you. Oh wait, you have a kid.
You have a kid. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I do think it's really cool. Like I'm really liking this from Samura, where he is presented all of these different futures, like the one that obviously Yura gave him the prophecy, and then the one with his daughter, where he's like trying to look forward to, like he's trying to look forward to the future, but it's like, I have my daughter and shit's awesome, but shit could get real bad real soon, and oh god, what do I do? You know, all of these different possibilities that could happen just running rampant in his mind. It's really interesting to see like how that will eventually affect his thought process going forward and why he is doing the things he's doing currently. I'm very excited to see when that switch just like hits, where he's like, man, damn, I guess I gotta do this, you know? It's very interesting. Yeah. He seems like he is just barely sane at this point, and who knows, maybe this sort of arc that he's going through could sort of mirror what happened to the Sword Saint in a way, you know, later on down the line, where it's just like a slower descent into madness. It'd be very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. I will say, and this is my own theory, I haven't seen anyone else bring this up. I think Yura is just lying.
Possibly.
You know, I didn't
just lying.
I think he's just trying to utilize the fears of this guy coming back and doing crazy shit. And
about like he's going to come back.
Like, I think he's lying about this prophecy so that he can manipulate Samura to his own ends. And
yeah,
I think
he's
just making a crazy gamble for whatever his main goal actually is.
The best way to lie is to mix in some of the truth. So by coming in and saying, like, I know what you did last summer, bitch, and, like, starts telling all of their history and stuff, I think that would give, like, some credence to whatever he's saying, right? Because now he's got... to put it in 2025 terms, he's got the aura, right? Samura runs to Gramps and he's just like, this fucking guy, he fucking pulled up all crazy. He just stepped off the bus. I don't know, there's no buses near my house, but he just stepped off a bus and he told me this crazy like prophecy, man. But he knows like so much about us. He was threatening to dox my IP address. I don't even know what that is, but he has it. What do I do? Like, I can absolutely see him just like mixing in a little bit of lies with the truth there. It would be, I'm not gonna lie, it'd be pretty fucking funny if that was the case. Oh my god.
He specifically approached the one, you know, the guy, the swordsman, who has like a stake in the future because he has a kid now.
Yeah.
It's also interesting that he doesn't give a source.
Yeah, right. He doesn't say like, "Oh, this
source. I made it up.
I have this great seer who like can tell me these things." He's just like, "I have a prophecy."
Mm-hmm.
Where from?
Someone said this shit might happen.
Oh my god, he's like Nostradamus, and then you realize Nostradamus was always fucking wrong.
It's like it's like
bro literally came in. So they be saying.
They be saying. Exactly.
Well, I be saying.
They be saying, bro. Yeah, whenever you want to accentuate an issue, you can just be like, I've been saying a lot of people say that.
Exactly. That's how you start a rumor. You just say some shit and pretend other people are saying it.
Especially now in this age of social media, you can see like one person say something and be like, I've heard a lot of people talk about this. No one's talking about it. It's just this one motherfucker on Twitter with one like to his name. A lot of people are talking about this, guys. We really need to look into this.
I think it's an issue coming from one person who's only brought up the issue.
Yeah, right? It's just like, oh, true, man. So
we really need to talk about the prophecy situation.
It's time we have an
this
honest
prophecy
dialogue.
situation is crazy.
there's been a lot of drama around this. Like, oh, I've never heard of this before, but the PNG said it, so it must be true.
It must be for real, man. It must be true.
With crossed arms said it. So
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You think people just lie on the internet? I don't think so.
Just do that.
I'm being really fucked
So-
up, man.
I think that would be really interesting, just how a character is maybe taking advantage of these fears and this history, and however that works. And also, that would make Yura so fucking cool, actually.
I'm just gonna lie
fucking-
to him.
dude, oh my, that would be so good. Just like at the very end, like when Samura and the Hishaku's partnership like breaks up. And he's just like, hey, by the way, where did you hear that prophecy? And it's just like, the water cooler.
Made it the fuck up.
Oh,
I heard it on the
man.
playground. I was on the horsey.
It came to
The
me in a
source.
dream.
The source of my ass.
Oh,
Came
no,
to me in
bro.
a dream.
My source, your fucking nightmares. That's what.
I don't know, man. A little birdie just told me. Who? Shit, you know.
Who told me? It was the bus driver. But you always walk.
You always.
you walk
always
and teleport.
Hey, man. What can I say?
Uh,
Yes, Manu, I will say that you were right about Samura. I don't know what you were right about Samura on, but I will say you were right about Samura. There you go. I'll support you still fully. But yeah, I am looking forward to seeing what else happens in this flashback. Unfortunately, we're on break, so we gotta wait a little bit. But
What?
yeah, and we're on break. for
I keep
Kagurabachi.
seeing people say this, by the way, real quick. People are saying, because about when I was talking about the Sojo theory, it's not sorcery, it's genetic. Fellas, first off, it's not even a theory I fully believe in. I think it's interesting at most. Also, sorcery's genetic in this series. I don't know what to tell you. That is a perfectly reasonable way to say that in the series if it is sorcery. That's not lore breaking.
Yeah.
Regardless, I don't actually believe the theory, so arguing with a wall. But go off anyway.
Understandable. But yeah, good chapter overall. Funny Rokuhiro roast session.
Yeah, that was fun.
Very fun.
well, it's good
Before
because it
there's
really
some
like this moment is really good for because I'm sorry, but I forgot to bring this up. It gives more context to what Rokuhiro is talking about at the very beginning, where it's like we have to think about what our weapons will be used for, because obviously it's like, oh yeah, I made the nuclear powered sword. That's gonna be dangerous. But in that now we know in that moment, Rokuhiro is also just talking about who they give the weapons to. Because he made this incredibly big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the core of, and it's good to see that Chihiro is going to learn about how flawed his father was, not because he was secretly evil, but because he just was wrong.
Yeah.
He's just a poor judge of character.
And I think that's interesting because ultimately, he considers all of those deaths. He holds himself responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, fair. Fair.
He's so right.
The fuck do you want me to say? Fair, man. Understandable.
I think the sword master is a little more responsible, but
I can't help but feel like I'm partly to blame for this. Partly.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I think the guy who killed them is a little more to blame, but fair enough.
I don't
literally
know, man.
49-51.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think it's. Yeah, I think they're pretty complicit.
I'm gonna give you a penny for I'm gonna give you a penny for not fucking swinging the thing.
Yeah.
I have it in me to give them equal blame. Don't worry.
I do as well. Yeah. Samurai will 100% die. Who will hold his own? Or he can't hold his own against the Ishaku. I said that Samurai probably could. So I respectfully, I believed. I was a believer. I believed in you, Mom.
I won't let him die.
Wait, when did
I
hold
will
on?
let
He's
him
saying
die.
you remember me laughing at him saying Samura would come through. When did that happen? I'm just like, what's happened? What?
I don't know.
Come,
But
come through
I
what?
know my agenda is correct. That's all I know. Have we talked
all you
about
need
the
to know.
Iori section? Yeah, we talked about Iori.
Yeah.
It's just like it's kind of like not what you would expect, but it's like it's what you'd expect.
Yeah.
It is. We're going to see the like. Well, it is very funny. I will say the idea that like, oh yeah, she's always been imitating me, so she's better with the sword when her eyes are closed, and it's like, that's crazy.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy, but also I like the line about how like when she opens her eyes, she's more afraid.
That is cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. It makes sense because, like, especially because with them just being like, laughing is 100% hyperbole. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But yeah, with
I talk shit. It happens.
with her just because you could just be like, oh well, the aura is just genetic, and it's like true, but like now it's just like that little added detail of just like, oh no, she's actually way better at this way because she just feels more brave. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Even if the aura is genetic, just adding that little bit in there makes me appreciate it more. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, good Kagurabachi chapter, man. Good Kagurabachi chapter. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we move on to our final one of the week?
Nah, I said my piece.
Fuck no.
All right.
I'm gonna get some water. We'll start off this next show.
He felt really strongly about that. He really did not want to keep fucking talking about it.
He said,
Hey,
fuck
man,
out of here with that shit.
I just I have a strong resolve when I answer my good friend Saley,
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. All right, let's move on to our final chapter of the week here. We have Dandadan Chapter 185. Fellas, how are we feeling about this one?
Is I
Fair.
Does this count as okay? Ira hasn't lost yet. That's what I know.
Yeah, Ira is not lost yet. We're good. Ira is actually doing pretty good.
I remember my joke that I was gonna make. If you haven't played Persona 5 Royal by this point, that's okay. You've already done so now just by reading this chapter. You
Fuck
experienced the
you!
first 10 hours.
stole my fucking joke. I was gonna make
okay.
a joke. God damn it, dude. It's really gonna be like when you think about it, Dandadan is like Persona 5.
This is just Persona 5.
Nice try, buddy. I've actually played the game.
You know what? You're right.
Congratulations, you've just cleared the first 20 hours of Persona 5 reading this chapter.
You now have another 80 to go.
You got another 80
These
and
are the
some
jokes
change.
you're only allowed to make if you've gotten through October.
Yes, sir.
This chapter is fine. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. The fight's neat, and the art is always good. But I feel like I'm just kind of waiting for something to like
If
happen.
you like things to progress, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, because
It's,
really the only big thing that happened in this chapter that I think is like really worth talking about is the reveal that it's not Saint Germain who was the teacher that
I
blackmailed
fell to
her.
my
It's
knees,
crazy.
bro.
Like I wonder if someone's been saying that. Like,
Oh my god, the dick eating's crazy. All right, you were right. Fine.
I'm not that flexible. Don't worry.
You were right. Fine. Oh my gosh, man.
Sailor, buddy. It ain't just about you. There were people in the chat doubting. There were people in the world doubting.
Yeah, because I've been on Xena's side. I never thought it was
Oh my
either,
god,
but
the dick eating's crazy.
can I not tell the truth?
No, you're
I know
right.
you were.
No,
But-
you were truthing.
Now, to be on Sailor's side a little bit, technically speaking, this doesn't confirm that Saint Germain had nothing to do with it.
That's what I'm saying, baby. And that's where we're back on the board.
Hey, man, I'm just, I am.
I play
I'm
both
just telling
sides, so
you,
I
think it's
always win. Fucking Cuck and Taco over here.
Yeah, man.
your
He's on my
opinion.
side.
What's your fucking opinion, huh?
I legitimately. Here's the thing. It's gonna sound bad. I think I was honest to God the first person to say that it wasn't Saint Germain.
Probably.
That was
I
Then
don't
you're
know.
on the right side of
Because
history.
it was in the very first chapter where we see that it's like, oh, the figure in the shadow. I was like, well, that's not Saint Germain because they would just show him
Yeah.
if it was him. Like,
That's true. Like, yeah. Because technically speaking, we don't know if he has nothing to do with it because this teacher is using the exact same
Knives and stuff.
the exact same technique to steal these powers. But again, assumedly, that's just a thing that exists. Like, that's just a concept.
Yeah.
That's not something that's unique to Saint Germain. That is just a tool that he's using, and other people can also probably use the same tool.
Nah, man, Saint Germain is passing this shit out. I see the
I was about to
vision.
say, it's entirely possible he could be passing it out in the like in the teacher's lounge.
I see.
Like he just
the
leaves
true.
it there.
Exactly, bro.
And
The
everything,
vision
yeah.
is clear. The long game, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I see it.
I have a question,
What's that?
No.
Right.
and I do want a serious answer.
Okay.
Mhm.
Why did the coach eat his booger?
Because it shows that he's a fucking creep loser.
Yeah,
As if,
he's a
as
Yeah,
if the
no,
text
that's
didn't
the
do that
answer.
enough.
But like,
he's a freaky ass nasty motherfucker, dude.
He's a freaky ass nigga. That's the reason why. This nigga.
okay. Second question:
What's up?
Yes.
why at the end of the chapter does he do the Five Nights at Freddy's laugh?
No.
The second you all stepped in that gym, you were
Can I be honest with you, Sky? Like, you asked me to answer this seriously,
Yeah.
so I'm going to give you the most serious answer I can possibly give.
Good.
You are far more equipped to answer that question, and I suspect you already have an answer in mind.
That's true. I just want to see if you guys can get the right answer.
I don't. Moving on.
I just thought of the clip of the one guy being like, "Cause girl, you like Five Nights at Freddy's." She's like, "What are you talking about?" Like that's the clip I immediately thought of when I first saw that. So I'm happy Five Nights at
Average.
Freddy's was not the only. I was not the only person who
I'm
thought about that.
glad. I'm glad that FNAF is one of the yokai. It's gonna be.
Golden Fredbear is one of the
You know, with this
yokai.
series, that possibility is not zero. There will probably be like an evil animatronic.
Balloon Boy is the
Oh,
yokai
my.
of the kid outside.
And then of course it's gonna be like, this is based off of some fucking Japanese mythology. And it's like, alright, yeah, sure. I
Yeah,
guess.
sure.
All right. Yeah.
That's
I
just
get it.
American mythology, all right. I've been crossing my fingers like, man, I hope like the Jersey Devil shows up at some point.
I sure hope Mothman shows up.
Yeah, man, that would be so cool. But then I was clearly thinking about it wrong. We need murdered children and robots.
Didn't they? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure someone in chat will. But when they fight the sumo guy,
Yeah.
at like the very beginning of the story, that sumo guy is supposed to be based on a cryptid. And wasn't that cryptid from America? Wasn't it an American
think
cryptid?
so. I'm trying to remember what it was called. Fuck.
So, like,
Oh, I have no
technically
idea.
speaking,
I can.
Mothman and shit could show up at some point.
Yeah,
Good.
no,
Let's
I
go.
the Mothman one's real. I think that's
The
just
Flatwoods
possible.
Monster.
The Flatwoods Monster, right?
Bada boom.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that'd be cool.
They could be showing up, man. They could be making their way over, taking the swim on over to Japan.
Now, floating heads and like, basketball, like ghosts and everything. Don't know what that's based off of.
The yokai of the NBA.
Yeah, where they all have a fucking goddamn
The ghost of the
triple-
move that made LeBron cry.
Yeah. The LeBron
They all have a
James yokai.
triple wall block, high Q level of blocking right here.
Bro, okay, like that one panel, the jelly reverse layup, I didn't know she knew ball like that. Like
She can tech.
I was like, damn, she kind of nice. She looking like Steph Curry out there, Chinatsu needs you on the team, big dog. Hold on. Wait a
You're playing
minute.
on the wrong team.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I didn't know she could Hey, I didn't know she was like that, bro. That was pretty sick. Hey, I respect it. That was a nice
He's
little
over
panel
6
there.
feet tall. Like, stop trying around chasing like the golden balls. That story sucks. They need you on the basketball team, my man.
They need you, bro. They need you, bro. Come on, dog. LeBron needs a center. Please help him.
Save the Mavs.
Save the Dallas Mavericks. GG. Please, bro. Please. We need this. We're kind of homeless, bro. We need this. Nah, man. That shit was too funny. When I saw that page reverse layup into the basket upside down, I was like, nah. Ball knower. I respect it. That was pretty sick. That shit was pretty sick, man. I wonder, of course, coming in clutch right after was nice too.
I wonder if next chapter we're gonna cut back to Okarun and him dealing with the fucking other guy.
Yeah, Hase.
Yeah, where Okarun's winning and then Kita's getting his ass kicked.
Oh my god, bro.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Kenta's about to hard carry that fight.
Okay.
What's
He
Okarun
might
gonna
have
do?
to though, like actually.
They're probably
I'm not
gonna
gonna
be,
argue with this on this. I'll just see what happens.
They're probably gonna be the tag champs of the world, bro. I'm not gonna lie. We're probably gonna see some next level jumping in that match because they got the malleable cubes and shit. They're probably gonna come up with some combos that are really good.
Plus, that like the guy they're fighting is really fucking stupid. So like,
Really dumb. Really fucking dumb.
Well, I don't think it'd be that hard. They could probably outmaneuver him.
Yeah, absolutely. I
didn't
can.
think of it like that, but I can see it happening.
Yeah, it's very dumb. It could also be like, because he was like, oh, the girls, like, you girls think Okarun's cool. He's a loser. So, like, I don't know. It could also be addressing the insecurities that Okarun had when he was first dealing with Momo. Because when Gigi came in, he was like, that nigga ain't even that cute for real. Why everybody think he's so cool? So, like, I don't know. It could be a pretty interesting battle. But yes, Hase, or however you pronounce his name, he's dumb as fuck. So I can definitely imagine them outsmarting.
Actually, I've never asked you, Zenith, but how do you feel about Okarun being the heartthrob of the school now? Because I know you've always thought he was really cute. So it's
True, I remember
Whoa! What?
Who did not see that question coming? That
That threw me off.
The move
so
that made
hard.
Zenith
What
cry.
the
Zenith
hell?
didn't cry.
Fucking
What the
ankles broken, dude. Holy shit.
That like swept me off the floor. God damn.
No, just like Okarun does for you. I feel
Oh
it.
my
I feel
God.
it.
Well, I just know you've always seen him as, really cool and handsome. So how does
We
it
can
feel?
go back to
No.
when Dandadan first came
No,
out,
what?
and we have the messages from that time. I can just go look in our server,
We have.
and all I have to do is
balls.
look up from Zenith Okarun, and it's a wall of just him calling him a cutie patootie.
Oh
His
god.
little little Twinkie pie, so on and so forth.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Twinkie pie is insane, bro.
Yeah, well,
I
I'm
know, right?
I'm happy
Zenith,
for
I
you.
can't believe you'd say something like that.
Mm-mm-mm.
a serious answer to your absolutely insane question.
Mhm.
I know it's cool seeing the dude lock in and just be cool. That's really what it is,
You know
But
what?
it's just funny seeing this dude be a fucking loser about it. Like that is just really funny. And I'm curious. I'm curious what the dynamic going forward is going to be like. I genuinely think like they're going to be friends by the end of this.
Yeah, I think so too.
This
I think
part,
it's
yeah.
going to be like a heart to heart of like, yeah, man, being a loser sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
realistically, like this guy's an asshole, but like he hasn't really done anything like evil yet. He's just a fucking stupid kid. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I rescind my question because a true Okarun fan would say he's always been cool. So you're a fucking fraud.
Fake. Didn't know it.
Yeah, you're a fake Okarun fan.
No way to win either way, huh? Just trapped his ass. I respect it. I
Fake
respect it.
Okarum fan doesn't even call him by his real name.
Bro. That's fucked up, man. But shouts out to Ira, man. My lovable loser is still doing well. She's still on her feet.
My disgusting bottom one character gets buffs. Let's go.
Let's go, bro. She's finally getting the buffs. And, hey, the buffs just keep coming. We can't stop winning because they're shrinking the. I was about to say the casino because of the Let's Go Gambling meme. They're shrinking the gym, and that's buffing Rin's range. So hey, now she's having she's theoretically going to have an easier time dealing with things. Of course, these dudes are also getting bigger too. So we gonna see how that ends up working out. Rin, I'm gonna need you to come through and pull off a Yaosobi performance here. Okay, I'm gonna need you to come through. I'm gonna need you to come through on some bullshit. I need you to, put in work here so we can get my bottom one character proper buffs, please. But yeah, aside from that, this is a really good chapter. Also, I think the little spiral arrow thing that Ira has, like the spread, and like page 2 to 3, was really cool. I thought that shit was fire.
Pretty sick, yeah.
The art in Dandadan is always good.
It's always good, no matter
what.
It's really dope. I also love how, because this is a me thing. I was wondering, like, what happened to Yukishiro, and it's like, she's just there. She's just been hidden by the pygmies. It's like, oh, true. Like, I thought she was just doing her own thing. But no, that makes sense, too. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, aside from that, I don't really have too much else to say. It was a fun chapter.
Yep.
Yeah, genuinely.
True. So, with that all being said, we're going to be getting the F up out of here. Let us know down below what your favorite chapter of the week was. Doesn't have to be anything that we covered here on the podcast. It could be Blue Lock, Blue Box, Kill Blue, Grand Blue, Blue Beetle, Akane Banashi, Ichi the Witch, Sakamoto Days I saw in chat was pretty good. I think Jackson mentioned it.
I have not read it yet, but I am looking forward to because this arc has been pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it was Jackson. He brought it up that Sakamoto Days is getting spicy. I'm not caught up on it, so I can't really speak on it, unfortunately. I know you were like curious about if we would. Sorry, I gotta catch up on that. I'm currently reading Freerin though, so maybe after that. But
yeah, I gotta catch up on Freerin. I've been meaning to read that.
Yeah, it's pretty good so far. I mean, I'm still like I just restarted from the beginning. So
gotcha.
I'm still like at the start because I didn't even finish the anime. So I was like, let me just.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I brought it up on the podcast before. I have a terrible habit of getting to the end of a show and I'm like, all right, that's enough. So like I got to episode like 22 and I was like, cool, good show, man. Didn't finish the rest of them. So now I'm just rereading the whole thing and I'm like, damn, man, this is even better than I remember it. So I'm gonna try to get through that and catch up.
Do you think it's because you have like a deep-rooted fear of abandonment, so if you leave them first it makes it easier?
It is so
You're in a
cool
mood today, aren't you?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's so cool to have you back.
Well, I know everyone missed me, so I was just like,
I know, man. I truly did.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's just right. Maybe it's that, or I don't know.
No, for God's sakes, fight back. Don't fucking say he's
well,
right.
How could I go against? He took the time out of his day to so caringly sit in his armchair and assess my brain. So like, as a friend, I feel like that's like true love. You know what I'm saying?
He took the time out of his day to judge me.
I asked the question. He can just say no. Like he can be like, no, I don't think that's it, and that's it. Like.
Yeah, he's a real friend for that.
This is some bullshit.
I could also just be very lazy and just not finish shows.
Shows.
No.
Series in general.
I'm I'll finish manga all the time forever. I'll finish a video game all the time forever. There's something about anime. I don't get it. I don't get it. I got to the end of I got to the last episode of fucking Gundam Witch from Mercury, and I said, that's enough, baby. And I didn't finish the series for a whole year. And I just don't know why I did that. I was enjoying the show, but hey, that's just how I operate, I guess. Shit's weird. But anyway, let us know down below what your favorite chapter of the week was. We're going to get the F up out of here. Goodbye. Mwah! And good night.